As we return from recess, I want to welcome everybody and Happy New Year to y'all. Thank you for joining us today. We look for a good meeting and everybody working together. We have a fine staff that works with the schools, but at the end of the day, keep in mind we are a regulatory board. Yesterday, some of the schools forgot that. And just when we ask you questions, just think about your answers and make sure they're accurate. And if you don't know, you don't know. That's okay. But yesterday we had a couple schools that were a bit squirrely on us, and we just, with our board, you don't need to do that, because sooner or later we will find out. And it just makes it a lot easier for everybody to work together versus trying to pull a fast one. Seems that there's a lot of schools out there that just would loves to come to Florida to open up shop. And some of them, they don't think past that point. And when you start getting into the details, that's the squirrely part I'm talking about. I don't know if any of you watched the meeting yesterday, but just be honest and answer the questions. And again, if you don't know, hey, I don't know, I'll make sure you get the information, or I'll contact my staffer, because these guys, these men and women over here are pretty darn good. So, but let's have a good meeting today, and the weather is gorgeous. Yesterday the heat was on big time, so we kept these doors open. And when you have a bad back, the cold air blowing on your back doesn't work too well. So, but if we would close these doors, you guys would be sweating in about 10 minutes. So let's get started. Ms. Hood, roll call, please.
Mr. Casito.
Present.
Dr. Kinchin. Dr. Kinchin.
I was trying to get my hearing aid in. What'd you say?
Are you here?
Partial.
Okay.
Can you hear?
Mr. Williams. Ms. Mulhern. Here. Ms. Bradley.
Here.
Dr. Matos.
She's here somewhere, as is Levi.
Okay, Michael, you'd like to introduce the audience, please?
Morning, Commissioners and staff. Dr. Jose Otero, Otero Consulting Group.
Hello, my name is Betty Diaz. I'm with La Plage Pet Grooming School.
Good morning. My name is Tessa Boyd with Elise Aesthetics Institute.
Good morning. My name is Hernando Barreto with Halberton School, Florida.
Good morning. I'm Dr. David Kingsley of World Trichology Academy.
Hi, I'm Robin Rumors from Art House Academy and Abbey Road Institute in Miami.
David Colazzi, Boca Beauty Academy.
Mr. Colazzi.
Hello, sir.
John Richards, Boca Beauty Academy.
Good morning. Woody Whitcomb with Wolfgang Academy of Grooming.
Good morning, Catherine McCulloch, Moreno Campus, then Moreno Foundation.
Carmen Rivera with Cheer Elections, Hair Academy, Tampa.
Good morning, Rosita Donaldson with Sheer Excellence Hair Academy, Tampa.
Stephen Lazare with the Veda Institutes of Florida.
Nicole Vitez, Hollywood Institute and Cortiva Institute.
Good morning, Vicky Di Coloredo Mels at Sabre Education Consultants.
Good morning, Sharina Beard, Nurse Resource Training Center in Tallahassee.
Good morning, Cindy Lee with Cindy Lee's Facial and Nail School.
Good morning, Angelo Katsamanis, Florida Tattoo Academy.
Good morning, Ashley Short with Luxurious Looks Beauty Academy.
Good morning, Danny Strabello with Florida Career College.
Good morning, Joshua Drucker, Florida Career College.
Morning, Tim Moscato, Florida Career College.
All right. Good morning, sorry. Marcelo Rechillano from 4Geeks Academy.
Good morning, Sean Artel, Cole Middleton Group.
Ann Bouchard, Cole Middleton Consulting Group.
Dr. Joe Angley, Cole Middleton Group.
Good morning, Hector Magnon, ARC Educates and Sunrise.
Michael Easton, Dental Assistant Training Schools.
Good morning, Dr. Angela Thomas Dupree, Universal Career Academy.
Good morning, Crystal Knight, Heritage School of Midwifery.
Good morning, Terry Alexander, LaSalle Tech, Plant City.
Good morning, Shelley Phipps, LaSalle Tech, Plant City.
Good morning, Eli Soler, Soler and Soler CDL School, Miami.
Good morning, Debbie Sanders from Florida Institute of Dental Assisting, Jacksonville.
Ashley Sanders, Florida Institute of Dental Assisting.
Good morning, Bartley Lewis, Custom Made Barber School in Jacksonville.
Good morning, Lottie Cuthbertson, Genuine Healthcare Institute, St. Petersburg, Florida.
Good morning, Mayra Sanchez from Gypsum Board Institute, the Drywall and Construction School.
Paula Fallon, Flavia Lil Beauty School, Orlando.
Flavia Leal Beauty School, Orlando.
Good morning. My name is Bob Harris. I'm an attorney with the law firm of Messer Caparello in Tallahassee. Today I'm representing McDougall Technical Institute.
Thank you, Michael. Mr. Ferguson?
Yes, if I might, Mr. Chair, very quickly introduce staff for those of you who haven't met staff, and we do have a couple of new folk. With us today, of course, is Ms. Rita Rudolph, Assistant Executive Director, Jenna Parton, who is the General Counsel for the Commission, Joey Smith, Stephanie Line, Victor Sorey, Jason Bowman, Austin Liard, Christopher DeSalvo, Catherine Davis, Jalen Berry, Brandon Cranbeck, Monica Brooks, Joseph Garcia, Nelda Webb, Michael Santora, and my assistant and recording secretary for the commission, Ms. Susan Hood, and of course I'm Sam Ferguson for those of you who have not met me. And if you have anything that you want to get to the commission regarding your institution, please send that in, mail it, UPS, FedEx. It's kind of hard for us to get all this stuff and carry it back and forth, whereas if it comes in the office, it's part of our database. When it comes in the front door, it's logged in and we have it. And that way we ensure that we have everything. With that, Mr. Chair, let's get going.
Okay, Ms. Hood, for the record, Dr. Montes has joined us.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, everyone.
And I failed to mention yesterday that one of the commission members, alma mater, won the national championship on Monday night.
Go Dogs.
So, go Dogs.
Hey, man, hunker down.
He was singing Who Let the Dogs Out earlier.
Okay, we'll get started. Roman numeral 10, non-degree institutional licensure issues. A, institutions ordered to appear back before the commission, none. Application for provisional licensure, we have 9. We'll take these one at a time. First school is Custom Made Barber School, Jacksonville. When you come up to the podium, please introduce yourself, your name, and the position you hold at your school.
Okay, so I'm Bartley Lewis, Custom Made Barber School, Jacksonville, and I am the owner.
Okay, welcome.
Okay.
Move to accept staff recommendation.
Have a motion by Nancy Bradley,
Second.
second by Ms. Mulheron. We are in discussion.
Yes, sir, if I may start.
Yes.
Okay, good morning.
Good morning.
I have a number of things that I wanted to bring to your attention regarding attendance policy, extra day charges, LOA, payment plans, and so forth. And so I'll try to be concise.
Okay.
Just about everything is a contingency because it has to do with clarification of your institutional policies so that everything is crystal clear for the applicant and then as they become active students. So if I jump around, forgive me, but I'll try to kind of lump things together that are alike.
You'll receive all this in writing,
Okay.
okay? So you just don't
Yeah.
try to take notes and everything else. You'll get it in writing.
Okay.
Go ahead, Ms. Bradley.
All right.
I apologize.
No, that's okay, but that's important. Okay, you spend a lot of time discussing leaves of absence.
Right.
And that's fine, that, you have all that clarified. As a practice, you want to have as few students on leave of absence as possible.
Absolutely.
Because you want them all to come back, and sometimes a leave of absence is kind of looked at as an option, and it's only an option when there's a real problem in the person's life. You have a full-time program and a part-time program.
Correct.
30 weeks and 50 weeks. I'd like for you to work with staff on your, what I'm going to call the pace of attendance. If your day, and I don't want to get into too much detail here because it's something to work out mathematically. What you schedule your students for on a daily basis, I believe you have them scheduled for 8 hours. Okay, so 8 hours a day for 30 weeks gets them to the finish line in a reasonable time. What is important is that you make sure that there's a little time allowed in there for absences.
Okay.
Because 8 hours a day, 5 days a week for 30 weeks pretty much is almost impossible. Our students are adults, they work, they have families, et cetera. So you have to give them a little time, in that expected grad date, especially since you have reserved the right to charge extra if they go past their grad date. So work with staff on that to make sure that it's not too tight of a schedule that would be hard for students to meet. One thing about the LOA, you need to clarify that. In one place, you say it's not allowed in the first quarter, and then in another place, you say it's not allowed for the first 150 hours. So I'm thinking quarter of 1,200 is 300.
300.
So is it in 300 or is it in 150? You need to get that clarified. Students on payment plans, that's another thing with the payment plan to allow for extended payment,
Right.
which is a good thing because, that's why they're in school. They
Right.
want to better themselves. If a student's on an extended payment plan, are they allowed to take the exam before they finish paying you?
No.
No, okay. That you need to think about.
Okay.
Because it's pretty clear that in any one of our licensed professions where there's an exam, the longer the student waits to take the exam, the higher their chances are not to do well the first time. So you need to work with staff again on that to figure out how can I make this work.
Okay.
So you don't want the student out of school for 7 months before they can sit for the exam.
Okay.
So that's challenging for the student. All right. Let's see. The other thing that I wanted to mention to you is to be very careful and very clear about students, what I'm going to call being allowed to exit early and take the exam. Your program is 1,200 hours. And first page of your catalog or close to it, you announce that the students can leave at 900 and take the exam. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. Keep in mind that your program, you're getting a program license for 1,200 hours. Now, the minimum, as you obviously know, with the Barber Board is 900. So figure out really what you want to do. If every single student, and I can tell you from personal experience, they will all want to exit at 900 and take the exam. If they fail, they're going to have to come back and do the remaining 1,200 hours to finish. So even though you may allow that, I don't know that that's the best thing to encourage, because if that happens, then maybe your program should be 900 hours and not 12. So think about that. And again, make it very, very clear on what you want to do with that. I wrote something down about refunds. I don't know that the refund policy, typically we have it written in a percentage of the program, and I believe you had it in dollar amounts with your hours.
Well, I was told, I read part of the, I think it was, let me see, something that asked for a formula that I came up with.
Right.
The formula I came up with was the number of hours completed multiplied by the amount of the total cost of tuition divided by 1,200 hours, and that would give you the amount that the students.
Yes, and that's good, but typically, and this may be a contingency that staff has already written up, typically it's written as far as a percentage, like up through 40% of the program. You're on a pro rata refund. Sometimes that's a little bit easier for the students to understand, so work with staff on that as well.
So percentage?
Yeah, go back to the rules. It's written there, and you are working with Angela, is that correct?
Ashley.
Ashley, okay.
It's already a contingency.
It's in
Ms.
there?
Bradley.
Okay. So, yeah, she'll help you.
Okay.
So I know this is a lot, but the main thing is that everything is clear for the student understands, prospective student, and that once they get into school with you, you want to be able to keep them moving through the program at a good pace so that they finish and, go out and work.
Okay.
Get licensed, get a job,
That's right.
and so forth. So that's all I had, Mr. Chair.
Can I add two more things, Mr. Chair?
One moment, please. Do you have experience in running a school?
No, not yet.
Go ahead, Dr. Matos.
Yeah, just a couple of things adding on to Ms. Bradley on the catalog. So your catalog, typically your catalog is a binding document. There are two documents that are, the true, how can I say, contract between the institution and the student. One is the enrollment agreement, the other one is the catalog. So anything that you have in the catalog that you do not deliver, the student can actually file a complaint, for example, with the Commission for Independent Education. So I am going to add as a contingency that your catalog is reformatted. There's a contingency for the catalog, but it needs to be reformatted. First of all, because there's a lot of grammatical errors in your catalog, and second, typically in a catalog, you want to establish policies and procedures. So the students is very clear, black and white, that it cannot be subjectively interpreted. In your catalog right now, the way that you have it, there's question and answer, question and answer. So I am going to request that the catalog is reformatted, and anything that becomes, this is what you need to do, you know, if you want to do this, then this is the procedure that you need to follow, including forms, etc. I mean, you don't put forms in your catalog. But if it's something that you establish, and then you give the student the process on how to get there, you want to then make it a policy, a catalog policy, and then it becomes an institutional policy. So work with staff on that, okay?
I would ask the commissioners, if staff already has it as a recommendation, that we don't have to repeat what the recommendation is. If you as a commissioner want to send in specifics, then email the commission office on different things in the catalog and enrollment agreement. Because, I mean, they've already caught it, this is what they're asking, so let's not repeat it all day long. Okay, is there any further discussion? Lynn, are you okay with Dr. Matos and Ms. Bradley's
Yes, sir.
specific contingencies? Okay.
Yes.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Good luck.
Okay. So am I still contacting Ashley?
Yeah, one of the best things to do, since you're brand new, is to, when we have our commission meetings or on the web, watch them and pay attention to them. This is a good way to learn. Okay? And try to reach out to some people in the industry, the different associations like FAPS, get involved, and this will help you become, you know, a person running a school. You know, especially since it's your first time.
Okay.
Okay?
All right. Thanks a lot, guys.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Flavia Leal Beauty School, Orlando.
Hi, I'm Paula Fallon, Director of Education for Flavia Leal Beauty School.
I'm Flavia Leal, the president at Flavia Leal Beauty School.
Welcome and good morning.
Good morning.
Can I get a motion, please?
Move to accept staff recommendation.
Motion by Ms. Bradley,
Second.
second by Dr. Matos.
Thank you, sir.
We're in discussion.
Yes, sir, if I may, I can start.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
So, you already have other schools, don't you?
Yes.
Yes, and not in Florida, correct?
That's correct.
What states are you in?
Massachusetts.
Can you move over and talk into the mic?
Yes,
so-
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts, okay, so you're familiar with running a school. I noticed that you're using a time card. Students will be using time cards to clock their hours.
Yes, a digital time card.
Digital
Yeah.
time card, okay, great. And so that's what led me to your extra day charges. That's what I call them, extra day charges. On page 16 of the catalog, additional hours if absent, that you are charging the students. Could you explain that policy to us?
Well, the policy would be if, what would happen, we have the clock hours, they're coming in, once they achieve their 260 hours for the program, or 1,200, depending on what it was, if it went beyond the program, because our programs are really 5 hours a day. There's plenty of time in between the programs to be able to make up absences, that at that point, if it was really neglectful, they were not bringing in doctor's notes or, verifying the reason they were out for additional days, we would institute the charge at our discretion at $18.75 an hour.
Okay, and if you would work with staff to clarify, make it crystal clear, because I read it to be if the student's absent, they get charged. So really, it's beyond the grad date.
Okay.
And you give the student enough lead time so that when they have those days that they're not going to be there, they'll still be able to meet their expected grad date.
We also do a midterm evaluation, and that at that point we discuss grades, absenteeism, to give them the additional half of the program to
Right.
be able to correct
Okay.
and do additional hours.
One other thing that I noticed in your catalog, and I don't have the page, but where you lay out your charges for the different programs, the nail and facial, in Florida, we have no test. We have the registration for the professional credential, but there's no licensing exam for nail or for facial. So you have that down below there, so make sure that you
I will,
fix that.
yeah. We'll change that.
Okay, and that's all I had, sir.
Are you okay with your own contingencies?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yes,
Okay.
I am.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you
Good
very
luck.
much. We appreciate it.
Number 3, Genuine Healthcare Institute, St. Pete.
Move to accept staff recommendation.
I have a motion by Ms. Mulheron.
Second, but I do have a question prior to seconding, if I may, or second and then a question. Second, and then I have a question.
Okay.
A question on the staff recommendation, actually. The institution is applying for 3 programs, of which there's only a contingency for the theory courses for the farm tech. So I guess my question, my clarification question, I guess for all of us commissioners, is the nursing assistant program and the home health aide program, that those are not being recommended for hybrid delivery and only face-to-face? Is that correct? Is that the way that we should interpret the staff recommendation?
Correct. I don't believe they're asking for online for the home health aide or nursing assistant program.
I'd like to introduce yourself for the record, please, ma'am.
Good morning. My name is Lottie Cuthbertson. I'm the CEO.
Welcome.
Thank you.
May I ask a question,
Yes.
sir? Good morning.
Good morning.
Are you only seeking hybrid or asynchronous approval for your farm tech program? Is that the only program that you wish to offer online?
Yes, that's all I submitted at this time.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
Mr. Chair, I have some questions.
Go ahead, Ms. Mulheron.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Is this the first time that you've had experience in online education?
No.
No, you've worked in online programs before at another
Yes.
institution?
With St. Petersburg College.
I see. Okay, good. So can you tell me how you're planning to prepare your faculty for delivering the online classes? You have an orientation and a training?
There's our online program is through Pass Assured, which is a online program. They have everything arranged. Now the pharmacy coordinator will do an orientation with the faculty, and at this time there are only 2 staff members for the pharmacy technician program.
Okay, so someone will train the faculty, this coordinator will train the faculty.
Yeah, he's been trained. Once we signed up and have an agreement with Pass Assured, once we had that agreement in place, they gave him access to the program to review the program, and which he's already reviewed the program, so he will orientate the other staff member.
Okay, so then I just want to make sure that the faculty are prepared, because the more prepared the faculty are, the more confident the students will be as well in an online modality. So after
I
you
agree.
train the faculty and you get them started in the class, and how do you follow up from there to ensure that you're reinforcing the training that has been provided?
Are you speaking of the online?
Yes, just the online.
240 hours?
Just the online modality, yes, ma'am.
Well, the pharmacy coordinator, they will check in at least weekly, after communicating with them, at least weekly, because the students have to log in. They have their individual login, and they can also they'll have access to them. They can communicate with the pharmacy coordinator or the other instructor if needed at any time, and they have set hours for that. I don't.
Okay.
I answer your question.
Well, it does and it doesn't. I think you need to strengthen your plan for working with the faculty to make sure that they are completely confident in how they're delivering class through your learning management system.
Okay, just to clarify, the online program, the online program through Pass Assured, they're not, those courses are delivered through Pass Assured.
Right, I understand.
They're delivered through Pass Assured, and they have an instructor that will,
Correct.
that presents those courses.
Yes.
And for you mean the follow-up and making sure they're learning at.
Right, we want to make sure that the
Right,
learning outcomes are there from this particular delivery method as opposed to the face-to-face method, right? You want to make sure the students are progressing the way that they should be through the coursework.
Right, and he's going to be, for the students, he's also going to provide quizzes and communicating with them, meeting with the students in between the 240 hours.
Okay.
I don't know if that, I don't know quite, he's not here today, and I honestly, we spoke of it, how often he's going to be meeting with them, making sure that they are learning the various lessons, the areas, so.
Sure. Yes, and I did see.
What do you suggest?
Well, I did see your information on the quizzes, so that was very helpful as well. But yes,
Mike?
sir.
Your line of questioning, you mind if I jump in for a second?
Not at all. Go ahead.
I'm kind of hearing something else. Who will be teaching the classes to your students?
The online, Pass Assured, it's an online, that portion, the 240 hours, they'll be teaching the 240 hours.
Okay, and then your staff will be just coordinators, giving the
monitoring
quizzes and things like that.
And monitoring, yes, sir.
So you have third-party instructors teaching the faculty, teaching the students.
Just 240 hours of it. It's, yes, just 240 hours.
Does it,
May I jump
do
in
they
first?
need to be licensed?
Who's that?
They need to be
The
certain.
third party doing the teaching?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do. That was going to be my question. So what is the role, if I may jump in as well? What is the role of Rodney Rodriguez or Rodriguez Rodney and Demetria Smith in your faculty in your faculty listing? Maybe that would help you, Mr. Cosito.
Well, they're going to be teaching legal aspects, other parts of, the program is 1,050 hours. Besides the clinical portion and that portion, they will be teaching the other, I think it's about 200 hours. Yes, ma'am, let me go back to the.
Sorry, sir, I just wanted to help you there.
Is it okay? Well, we need to get back to Ms. Mulheron's question since I interrupted.
It's a total of 480 theory hours and 70 hours lab. And that online portion is just 240 hours.
Okay. Ms. Mulheron?
So they were reiterating through teaching in the classroom and in the classroom the other 240 hours and plus labs, wet labs as he stated.
Ms. Mulheron, Dr. Matos, are you okay if I add a contingency that staff researches to see if they need to be licensed as a
Yes,
third
indeed.
party?
Yes,
That would be
indeed.
great.
That's, yeah, we've not, that's, yeah.
Okay, go on, Ms. Mulhern. I
Thank you.
apologize.
No, I thank you. No, those were great clarifications, and I just want to make sure that quality assurance process is there too, because just because you're offering the online modality and you train the faculty once to, start the class, doesn't mean that they're going to be effective throughout the program, right? So we can't let the students kind of be hanging out there sort of, while
Understand.
if the faculty are struggling, the students are going to be struggling.
Yes.
So that's why it's so important when you're first offering, especially an online delivery method. I'm glad you have experience from another school. That helps.
And he does also.
But okay, good. But definitely not relying 100% on Pass Assured. That's your learning management system. But your faculty are with you, or it sounds like we need clarification on where the faculty are, who they are,
All 12
as related to Pass Assured.
all on our payroll.
But it's going to be really important for you to have that quality assurance process throughout to make sure the delivery is there, but also the outcomes.
Okay.
I have a couple of questions, Mr. Chair.
Okay, go ahead.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So let me start first, I guess, with a question for clarification. We have in front of us, obviously, you need to submit what is called student disclosures. And in our sample, and I'm going to identify it that way for the purposes of our conversation, you state that you have that you're already putting a passage rate of 85%, and then you're putting a number of 70 students who have taken the nursing assistant examination. Do you have you had students who have previously completed some sort of nursing assistant examination?
May I ask where you're reading it?
It's in a sample that we have.
Oh, no, no, I asked what to put on that, and said, just you put a example, and I thought that was just
So you don't have any, so this is just a makeup number?
Yes, ma'am, yes.
Okay, you have no students?
No students.
I
Haven't
got a little
started.
worried there for a moment.
No, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, very good. Now, let me ask another question. If I may just dig a little deeper into your Farm Tech program.
Yes.
So, and I'm going to read off of the catalog. It seems like in your description of facilities in the catalog, you have 1,200 square feet for your school to offer nursing assistant, farm tech, and home health aid. Is that a correct number?
Yes.
Okay. So where is, tell me how you have it kind of like laid out in your 1,200 square feet, specifically for your farm tech program. I'm very curious about that more than anything else.
Well, the Farm Tech program, Farm Tech program has, let me go back to that, if you know me.
Yeah, I'm gonna open the program outline with you, and you can walk me through how you
I'm
have
here, okay.
that course set up, please. And I'm gonna get there in just a moment. I'm with you.
Okay, and so the nursing assistant program is 4 to 6 weeks, and the home health aid program is 3 weeks.
Uh-huh.
The Farm Tech program, remember the 240 hours that's online. We have another, after that, they have 70 hours of lab. The nursing assistant program.
May I interrupt you for a moment? Is your online component is there any sort of simulation in that online component? Or is it strictly theory?
Yes, it's simulation included in it.
Okay, can you talk to me about the simulation part of that component? And what I'm really looking at, if I can just express my concern here for a moment. So I see your farm to program, obviously you have a 1, 2, 3. We don't have really course descriptions, but when I'm looking at your breakdown of your equipment, I don't see the equipment that is necessary for students to simulate it or simulating or work with blending and mixing of chemicals, which is necessary. Usually in your equipment, you need to have a hood, that actually has to have, I can't say it, I'm not a general contractor, but that goes outside, with all the fumes. And I don't, nice, whatever. I wish I could take the exam. I could have. But anyway, I don't see that, and that concerns me, and nor do I see, obviously, in the way that you have this, I don't see the component of your course, in specifically, first of all, mathematical preparation for that, and then the course itself. So this can be a very long conversation, and I can make it a contingency.
Lab and all of that.
Yeah. So is it okay if I think because it would be a long conversation back and forth, and I know that we want to go. The staff needs to travel. I'm going to add a contingency. I am concerned about your farm tech program, specifically the way that I view it. I don't see that mathematical component in your program, and then I don't see the courses that take the students into the simulated scenarios of actually blending compounds. Okay. Furthermore, your inventory of equipment needs to actually clarify that, and I really would like to have for you to send the staff the layout of your 1,200 square feet on how it's going to be divided specifically as it relates to the class and lab component, being the fact that the majority of the hours are going to be completed on site, for your farm tech program, okay?
No, not, the majority of the hours will not be completed on site.
Well, you say that it's 200 and only 200 and some hours are going to be online, and your program is 1,050 hours.
Then the externship hours are 500 hours.
That is completed on site as well, so that's part of your component. So again, I'm going to add that as a contingency, okay?
Okay.
And then after that, if there's any questions, obviously we can just get it all squared away. All right.
With Walgreens.
Okay. Mr. Chair.
Just for illustration purposes, I was counting some tiles, and basically where Bob is sitting to here and window to window, it's a little bit larger than 1,200 square feet. So this gives you an idea of how large the floor plan is with the 3 programs.
Correct.
And making sure, so doing the outline of how you're going to have your campus laid out is.
And they're not going to be running at the same time.
Very important.
So,
Okay.
And typically, if I can offer you, if I may, Mr. Chair, typically your farm tech programs, it's pretty much like about half of this room, because you want to have your theory and your lab, at the same time. So pretty much with all of the equipment that is necessary, and hence my question, Mr. Chair, it's about half of this. So, okay?
Ms. Mulheron, you're okay with Dr. Matos?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is there any further discussion?
I just want to say one thing,
Yes, ma'am.
very quickly. Always budget for withdrawals. You had 0 withdrawals in your budget. You will have withdrawals, okay? We all have them, okay? That was all I had.
Okay.
I don't have any other observations, Mr. Chair.
I'll go ahead and call the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Good luck.
Thank you.
And I'll say this later again, but even though we're approving you here right now, don't go running back and start making changes, okay, or implementing things. This goes for all the schools. until you receive a letter from the commission office, because you might have contingencies, different things, so just don't go down the wrong path and start implementing where you shouldn't be implementing, okay? Halliburton School, Florida, Miami Beach. Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Hernando Barreto, Executive Director for Halliburton School, Florida.
Okay, welcome.
Thank you.
Move to accept staff recommendation?
I'll second that, Mr.
I have a
Chair.
motion by Ms. Mulheren, second by Dr. Matos. We are in discussion.
Yes, Mr. Chair, just a similar line of questioning on your online delivery as the previous school, just how you're preparing your faculty and orienting them and ensuring quality and outcomes throughout the
Okay.
program.
Actually, all of us are already fully qualified in online. All of us have a minimum master's degree, and we are in the information systems industry. Then all of us are already trained in the online.
Okay, and so have those faculty members taught online in the past at other schools, or is this the first opportunity?
Yes, they have. Not in Florida, but they have
I
already
see.
experienced it.
Okay, okay. With you having a new school and new programs, I noticed you have a 25 student to faculty ratio, and I just would advise maybe for you to take a look at that and maybe lower that as you're new and the program and new with the school until you can see how the faculty are engaging with the students online and what those outcomes are, and then perhaps you can have a larger class, but to start with, it's really a lot for a faculty member to have 25 students online with the amount of engagement that should be occurring. So you may want to start, that's just advice, it's not a requirement, but may want to start with smaller class sizes. Okay, thank you. And that's all I have. Thought you had a nice online presentation. Thank you.
Can I jump in?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So you already, from what I read, there's a school in Columbia.
Yes.
And so is this institution going to be affiliated with that institution?
No, they are separate.
Okay.
Halliburton Schools is actually in more than 25 countries
Okay.
today. And each school runs separately according to the regulations of every country.
Is this the first U.S. location
For us, yes. For Co-Rise, yes.
for the school, for this group?
For this group, yeah.
But they have locations in San Francisco, Tulsa. Now, are they different franchises?
Yes, there are different organizations, correct. Then
But are you controlled by a main company?
basically this school is going to be controlled by Co-Rise. We are Co-Rise with the license from Halliburton School. And Halliburton School has the technology and the licensing, and yes, there are separate franchisees or separate licenses.
Franchises.
I mean, I just did a quick Google search, and I saw at least 8 or 9 or 10 schools, Puerto Rico, and different places in the country. But right underneath it was 1, 2, 3,
California.
4, 5, at least 5 different lawsuits,
Yep.
fraud, or not fraud. As we look at,
California it was.
as we learned yesterday, we shouldn't use fraud. But, in the article, it talks about, Oberton School scam. And that was just dated January 2022.
Yeah.
So the question I have, do you want to be associated with something like that if you're a new school? Because ever since Al Gore created the internet, you know, people don't come into the schools anymore for information. They Google it online, and when you Google the name of your school online, it's not a pretty picture. So.
Yeah, we understand that, and basically the issues that happen in California, this is a separate organization, has been addressed, and then all the allegations in California were removed by the general, the office of the district attorney, and then they need to do, and we have to improve what is coming in the Google search in order to make sure that the good news are coming first. There is a lot of thousands of people that already have gone through a program with Holberton, and they are doing a very good job, and they are having very good jobs. Then, yes, the perception is important, but we are very clear that Co-Rise is running the school, and the Holberton branding has some issues that are easily defendable, because they were related to something specific that was already solved.
I mean, one of the things you can't do is advertise under our state regs, is you can't, scholarships, you just can't plain just advertise them. Any advertisement just state what the criteria is. Not to drag this out any longer, I would like to add a contingency that we get a disposition of all the lawsuits, and also an organizational chart of how you're connected with them.
The organizational chart is already in file.
Mr.
We
Chair, if I might.
presented.
If I might, Mr. Chair, it might be beneficial if we could get a 90-day delay, if he would agree to that, so that we could actually do some research to see exactly what the connection is. What I know, the California was one of the biggies in terms of not fraud, whatever the definition is now. But if we could get a 90-day delay and give staff time to do some research on this and see exactly what the connection is, if there is any, and come back.
I would feel much more comfortable doing that. But I certainly don't.
May I
No.
reply?
Once I'm done, you can. I feel more comfortable to where we're not licensing a school that's already in trouble, and they're not aware of the trouble either, of what the other schools are doing, even though they're independent of him. I want to protect him and his group as much as protecting our students in the state of Florida. So, I think the 90-day would be a good route, or we possibly just do a denial. Go ahead, sir.
But that would be up to we can present
Okay.
that.
These questions were already addressed by the staff, and we already submit the documentation from state of California, in which those fraud allegations were already dismissed. Then that document, we already did that research, and we already provide the staff with that documentation. That was more than 2 months ago. And then for that reason, we really appreciate the interest of the commission to protect us, as we are an independent school. But that has been very carefully researched, and we have provided all the documentation related to those issues already.
Probably there's more information out there.
Can
that
we,
ought to look at.
is Monica here?
Yeah, I mean, I don't see anything in,
Right. Monica or Joey? Joey, do they have any record
I will
of somebody?
direct staff if they need to talk. Just hold on a second, please.
Sure.
See, I don't see any of that background material in the materials that we have.
Well, we'd had questions in the office, Mr. Chair, about
Okay.
this.
But I feel much more comfortable in seeing the full organizational chart, because I don't see one here either.
It was
Now,
submitted.
are you connected with the school in Columbia?
Yes, it's a separate agreement, but yes, we already have a license with them. In Colombia, we already have training 1,200 people. 400 of them are already finished the program, and they are gainfully employed with international companies. And we have been working with this company in California since 2019. The school in Colombia was opened in January 2019, and using their methodology, using the technology and the licensing, we have already trained more than 400 people that are gainfully employed. Then we have been, all these details about the copy of the contract, the licensing contract, showing that we are separate organizations, but we have just a licensing agreement with them, has been submitted. The organizational chart, how is Holberton related with CodeRise, has been already submitted, and on all the documents that are related to the California case has been already submitted too.
Okay. I was a little confused. Do you have students now that you've been teaching online?
Excuse me?
Do you have current students that you've been teaching online?
In Colombia. In Florida, we haven't started. But in Colombia,
Okay.
they are being trained online. Yes.
Yeah, I would just like to see how you have Columbia, what the relationship is with his school and the other schools that are plastered with negative articles. And I feel much more comfortable. I don't want to do a denial, but just do a 90-day and then come back.
So, sir, basically, you have a right to a decision today on your application. Under statute, we have to give you a decision within 90 days of having a complete application. However, based on some of the concerns the commissioners are voicing, you also have the right to waive that right to a decision and come back at the next meeting with more information to possibly address some of the concerns. However, you also have the right to a decision, whether it's an approval or a denial today. I cannot advise you which way to go, but you do have the option of waiving your right to a decision today.
Okay. What I would like to say is that all this documentation has been already provided, and then I will let the commission to postpone or take the time to review it. If that could be done before 90 days, will be great, considering that all this documentation
Well,
has been.
basically, it will be
already.
60 days. It will be at the next
commission
next commission meeting in March.
Okay,
Okay.
that's fine.
So
Do
you
you
are-
waive your right?
Yes,
Okay. We'll see you back at the March meeting.
I will come. in
Ms.
the
Mulhern,
March
Dr.
meeting.
Montes, would you like to rescind your
Yes,
motion?
I'll rescind my motion to accept the staff recommendation and.
As well.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
They'll be in touch with you.
Thank you.
Luxurious Looks Beauty Academy, Oakland Park.
I like that name.
Good morning.
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
Please introduce yourself for the record
Oh, Ashley Short, owner of Luxurious Looks Beauty Academy.
and your position.
Director, owner.
Okay, thank you. Welcome.
Thank you.
Move to accept staff recommendation.
And I'm going to follow suit with Ms. Bradley. I'll second that.
I have a motion by Nancy Bradley, second by Dr. Matos. We're in discussion.
Mr. Chair.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good morning. I know you've been here since the beginning, so my questions were same thing with attendance and so forth. We had a number of clock hour schools on the agenda, so I want to make sure that I'm not looking, confusing you with somebody else. You have, it looks like for graduation, you have to maintain a minimum of 75% attendance.
That is correct.
Explain how that's going to work.
So our goal is, we understand that things happen with certain students, so we know that unfortunately every single day they will not be able to attend school. We try to give them an opportunity to come in and make up the hours that they are missing. As long as they have all of the theory hours, what we try to do is give them things that they could do to make up the practical, so that way that they'll be able to graduate at the end of their session.
Mm-hmm. And then you also have a provision for the extra day charges?
Yes,
The extra
ma'am.
day charges?
Yes.
When do those kick in?
So what we do is once they have met their time, so if the program is for 6 weeks, once their 6 weeks are up, we go in and we evaluate how many hours they have, how many services that they have, and how long we feel it's going to take for them to complete it. If they do not have that completion, we'll give them an allotted time, because we do have a maximum time frame, and if they do not fall within that maximum time frame, then we begin to give them charges after that.
Okay. Yes, I'm on page 13 of the catalog right now, and this is the section on where you're talking about your satisfactory academic progress.
Correct.
I would like for you to work with staff to make sure that however you're going to be scheduling and then looking at students on a periodic basis, and you say it's 6 weeks, what would a typical schedule be? Would it be, how many hours a week do you plan to schedule them?
I believe it's 30, so our daytime class will be from 9 until 3:30, and then our night session is from 6 to 10.
Okay. And obviously, you've researched satisfactory progress
Yes.
because you have this in your catalog. Do you have experience?
No, ma'am.
No? Okay. Well, you're ahead.
Thank you.
Very good. Because you referenced the 67%, which translates to maximum time frame.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What you need to clarify, and I'll make this a contingency, is that you're going to require, you have the students scheduled for 30 hours a week. Don't make it a practice of having the students attend only 67%
Okay.
of those 30 hours.
Okay.
So if you say, okay, you have to keep at least a 75% pace.
Okay.
to stay in good standing with their performance and so forth. Because if students, and students are students, they're adults, they have families, they have jobs, et cetera, if it will be very easy to fall into a pattern of attending only up to
Got it.
the 67%.
Okay.
And you don't want that. You don't want everybody taking 150%. Because the quicker they get through, the better it is for them. They're out working and so forth.
Okay.
And then that opens up space for more students. So work with staff on that scheduling pattern and procedures so that it's very clearly articulated in the catalog and the enrollment agreement.
Okay.
And let's see if there was anything else I had. I believe that was it, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Dr. Matos, are you okay with those contingencies?
Yes, indeed.
Okay. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Well, Victor, we got the hair deal done. Now maybe we can do some aesthetics.
Good job, Victor.
It's a good job.
Nurse Resource Training Center, Tallahassee.
Good morning. Sharina Beard, founder of Nurse Resource Training Center.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Move to accept staff recommendation, Mr. Chair.
A motion by Dr. Matos,
Second.
second by Ms. Bradley. We're in discussion.
I'll ask. I'll go. Good morning.
Morning.
So what is Tiny Docs?
So Tiny Docs Initiative is something I started a few years ago. It is a youth education club that I wanted to start just as a registered nurse. We're not in practice right now because of the pandemic, but it was a class I had once a month in the early days of, well, before the pandemic, and it just taught youth about healthcare careers.
Okay, the reason why I asked was it was mentioned in your documents, and I was wondering if you were earning any income from
No,
that.
no.
Okay, so nothing at the moment, so that's not relevant to this.
Correct.
Okay, great. And I had something written down about weekend schedule.
Yes.
Why is that more effective? You wrote something about a weekend schedule being more effective.
Okay. So it's going to be two different cohorts. The evening classes are Monday through Thursday. The weekend cohort is Saturday and Sunday. And it is, the students get to pick which cohort they want to start, and that's how they finish, either during the evenings or on the weekends. The more effective, I need to look and make sure I take that more effective out, because it's either or, whatever works for you. If you want to start in the evenings, let's do it during the evenings. If you want to go to school on the weekends, you'll do your hours on the weekends and graduate.
Are you charging the same amount of tuition?
No. So the evenings is $11.05. The weekends is $12.50. The weekends just increases a little bit so I can pay my nurse a little bit more. Just like our nurses in hospitals, especially now, they get paid a little bit more for weekend shift diff. So I just wanted to offer that for my nurse staff on the weekends.
Okay. Just be careful when you have students transferring back and forth. Sometimes you'll get that, you just don't want to cause any confusion or somebody being upset because, why do we have to pay more? You know?
Okay.
So,
Right.
because
So-
they all know, you know,
Yes.
they'll all know. And what you just said that's reality.
Yes.
That's a good explanation right there.
Thank you.
And they're welcome to go to, transfer to the other.
Well, once they commit to evenings, they're committed.
Okay.
And if they commit to the weekends, then they're committed to weekends.
Okay, well, that's good. You're coming out strong with that. That's really all I had, but I did want to compliment you on your business plan because you have some plans
For future,
for-
yes.
For the future.
Thank you.
And you are starting very reasonably with this, so good job.
Thank you.
Of course, this is what sets us apart too, of those weekends.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you located exactly on North Monroe?
You're in Tallahassee?
Absolutely.
Okay. It is on North Monroe, right? If you are getting off of I-10 and you pass Walmart on North Monroe,
Sure.
I'm about a mile up before you get to the Taupico Road.
Yeah, I was wondering, because you'd mentioned Quincy, that is you're close enough, you can recruit out of Quincy and actually
Yes.
Havana.
Yes.
Tallahassee, Quincy, Havana, that's great.
I'm excited about that location.
Yeah,
Yeah.
easy to get to.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And I again, like Miss Bradley said, I compliment you on the weekend. That's really what sets us apart from some of the other schools that are 10 to 4.
Yeah. Us in Tallahassee, right? Thank you.
That's all I
Any
had,
further
Mr.
discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Aye.
Thank you so much.
South Florida Healthcare Institute.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Leonora Creary. I am the owner and the program director of South Florida Healthcare Institute's Nursing Assistant Training Program.
Welcome.
Move to accept staff recommendation.
A motion by Ms. Mulheron,
Second.
second by Dr. Matos. We're in discussion. Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Good job.
Thank you, guys. Have a great day.
You too.
Thank you.
I want to say wolf on this, but it's not wolf. It's woof. Gang Academy of Grooming, OCOE.
Can I just make a comment before? That school that we just approved for everyone, that's what happens when schools, when prospective schools work very closely with staff. We get all of the information, everything is clear, and it's a smooth ride. So congratulations to them.
Well, good morning. Excuse me. Good morning. Woody Whitcomb, Wolfgang Academy of Grooming. I'm the president and CEO.
Welcome. I thought you were naming your school after a saint.
A saint?
Wolfgang is a saint.
Okay.
Also,
But not Wolfgang. So,
don't we have a culinary guy named Wolfgang?
Wolfgang Puck?
yeah.
Puck.
Well, welcome.
Thank you.
Chair will entertain a motion.
So moved.
Motion by Dr. Matos,
Second.
second by Ms. Bradley. We're in discussion.
Yeah, it's just a quick question, Mr. Chair. You have a lot of follow-up items here. I'm sure you don't have a dedicated compliance specialist as a brand-new school. Are you going to be able to get all of these done in a timely manner?
Yes.
Okay, because, it's a lot. So you definitely need to work closely with staff to make sure that it's done as quickly as possible. But I don't have any specific questions.
Two other locations.
Okay.
I do.
Ms. Bradley, go ahead.
Hey, good morning, sir. Okay, I need to understand the whole ownership structure here of your institution. So, explain what you already have, what you already own regarding the schools.
Just the school ownership, it's owned by an LLC.
Okay, what about Pets Playground?
Pets Playground is also owned by the same LLC.
Okay, so you have Pets Playground, and now you're proposing for Wolfgang.
Correct.
That's correct, okay. Pets Playground did you recently purchase
Yes, in February of 2020.
February, and we did that, we did a change of ownership? I don't remember.
Yes.
We did, you came through us for a change of ownership, okay, all right. Is Pets Playground accredited
Yes.
by,
ACCSC.
okay, and you participate in Title IV or no?
Yes.
You do, at Pets Playground?
Yes, at Pets Playground.
Okay, is this institution going to become a branch or an additional location?
The plan is ultimately to consolidate the entities, yes.
Or, okay, so in terms of the accreditation and the licensure, each location must be separately licensed. But do you plan to take this institution and have it become a branch for accreditation purposes?
Yes.
You do, okay, so is that going to be your next step, assuming we approve you?
Yes.
Okay, I wanted to get all that straight. Wolfgang, now is this the Wolfgang Bakery stores that I see around?
It's not, technically. I am a franchisee of Wolfgang Bakery and Grooming.
Mm-hmm.
And because the biggest business issue that those franchise have collectively are finding good dog groomers. When I decided to get into the pet grooming space, I talked with the brand owner of Wolfgang and asked him if I could use his brand in the school name because of the brand recognition.
Right.
So he, looking forward, saw the value in allowing me to do that. So I'm not a franchisee, but I've got kind of a loose partnership in that we will have an obligation to try to source our graduates through Wolfgang franchisees, into Wolfgang franchisees.
Okay, but you're not a franchisee?
Correct.
But you are able to use the name and,
Yes.
that's interesting. Yeah. Okay, so, and this is the only location?
Currently.
Okay. All right, because there's a Wolfgang Bakery very close to where I live. So
Well, there's
that's
150 of those.
okay, so that, I guess we all have seen them around. Do you see, of course, one of the things, and you would already know this from Pets Playground, your experience there, is that there's no guarantee that you're going to hire your graduates. Is that, or do you normally hire your graduates?
No, not normally. In Pets Playground, we did hire one,
Mm-hmm.
but we have, we would try to place them in actual grooming salons.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, okay. And that's important and again, you already have experience, you know how important it is to make sure that the applicant understands just because I'm coming to school here doesn't mean they're going to hire me when we're finished.
Yeah, we're not a preferred destination for students because we offer discounted grooming prices to customers.
Mm-hmm.
So groomers are primarily compensated on the basis of commissions, so they'd make less money in our grooming salon than they would in a traditional grooming salon.
I see, okay. All right, then I was also, and someone else may want to ask more about the finances, that I wondered, especially since you already had another institution, looks like there's, the financials need some improvement. Can you discuss any of that?
The financials of the holding company? Of
Well,
the
what
owner?
I'm looking at, and someone else may want to check me out on this, but like your balance sheet for Coldbrook, that's you, Coldbrook, it's not very much as far as being able to get going with the school, with equipment and everything else that you need. Can you discuss that?
I fund everything. So Colebrook last year, their balance sheet and their income statement didn't have any operations. So they had just losses from my investment in Wolfgang Academy of Grooming.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
it comes out of personal finances through Colebrook.
Okay, well, this commission is very much concerned about making sure that the institutions can support the activities that need to be supported to make sure the students get what they need, so that's why I'm asking you.
Well, as mentioned as yesterday, the month of January is the hardest month for institutions with a year end of 12/31, and the financial statement we're looking at is December 31st, 2020. So what I'm going to put down as a contingency is that we get updated financial statements so we see what the resources are, because the amount as of December 31st, 2020 is not the resources, enough resources to start a school.
Right.
So I'm going to add that as a contingency.
That's good. Right, because you would have had to submit audited financials to ACCSC or reviewed to ACCSC.
Audited.
Audited, okay. So,
But, in order to save time, because you have 6 months to do those audits,
right,
okay?
yeah,
I'm not willing to wait 6 months. If we had the contingency, then he would be waiting 6 months. But if he could do interim financial statements for the year, okay, at least to show if there's been a change in your balance sheet.
Yes.
Okay?
okay, that's good. That's what we need. Let's see. That was all I had, Mr. Chair.
Okay, is there anybody else? Ms.
Yes,
Mulhern?
Mr. Chair, I just wanted to follow up on Commissioner Bradley's line of questioning on the name. Can you provide us with a document that shows that you do have that agreement with Wolfgang?
Yes.
Okay, great, thank you. If you can send that in to Ms. Brooks as a contingency. Thank
It's kind of weird seeing you talk and seeing you on the screen talking.
Yeah.
Oh.
Now it's me, but,
That's funny.
okay, is there any further discussion? Hearing none, Dr. Matos, Ms. Bradley, you're okay with my contingency?
Yep.
Yes,
Okay,
in addition to all of the contingencies that are listed.
great. I'll go ahead and call the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you.
Number 9, World Trichology Academy, Jacksonville.
Hello, I'm Dr. David Kingsley. I'm president and owner of World Trichology Academy in Jacksonville.
Welcome, sir. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
being here.
Move to accept staff recommendation?
I have a motion by Ms. Mulhern,
I'll second that as well.
a second by Dr. Matos. We're in discussion.
Yes, Mr. Chair, I have a quick question about the learning management system, LearnDash.
LearnDash,
Can
yeah.
you tell me, what is the tech support like with LearnDash? Is there a prescribed 24/7?
Yes, we have, I can't say 24/7, but we do have a person that works on that every day, yes.
Okay, so, and that's, you have the hours that are listed for your students to be aware?
Yes, we do.
Okay,
We do,
that's
yes.
all I had. Thank you.
Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Victor, we may want to call him too.
We're going to go ahead and take a 15-minute break.
Thank you.
Oh, praise God.
Yeah. Has got tags on it.
Yeah. I need to go home and do that.
Nothing?
Okay, C, application for annual license. We have items 1 through 6. We can take this in consent if you wish.
So move, sir.
Motion by Dr. Matos,
Second.
second by the good Dr. Kitchens.
He spoke.
Discussion, hearing none for consent. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Ms. Mulhern, would you like to pull any?
I have none.
Dr. Matos?
I have none.
Dr. Kitchens?
None.
Ms. Bradley?
Yes, number 2.
Okay, for approval, we're going to be doing 1, 3 through 6.
So move, sir.
A motion by Dr. Matos,
Second?
second by Ms. Mulhern. Discussion, hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Number 2, Avita Institute, Brandon.
I don't think so.
Good morning, Stephen Lazare. I'm the Controller and Compliance Director.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, may I?
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning, sir. I have a very simple question for you.
Okay.
Is this location a branch campus
Yes, yes, it is.
of,
Of our South Florida OPEID,
how many locations are within that OPE ID?
the main and 2 additionals, including Brandon.
Okay. All right. And what's the other additional?
Orlando in Winter Park, Florida.
Okay. All right. And who's your CEO?
That would be Jim Petrillo.
Jim Petrillo. Okay. All right. Thank you. You took care of it. Yes, Jim Petrillo.
Have you guys, are you into the Sun State School? Did y'all pick that up or picking that up?
That's, nothing's closed, still in discussions.
Sorry?
Nothing is closed, it's still in discussions. No agreements have been finalized.
I think they're still working on things.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you'll be moving into that, over to that location too, so.
That's the intention,
Yeah, okay.
yes.
Well, let us know if we can work with you.
I'll let you know.
Okay, I know who you're working with, so.
Yes.
And you finally broke a record, by the way.
Okay.
We finally got one student complaint on, out of all the Avita schools, we finally got a student complaint.
Okay, well,
I'll
hopefully
be
we,
sending that to you. I think we just got it.
hopefully a couple more decades till you get the next one.
Yeah, we don't have many of those, not from Avita.
Chair will entertain a motion.
It's, we have it on the floor?
We do not have one.
Move to accept staff
I'll
recommendation.
second that.
A motion by Nancy Bradley. We have a second by Dr. Matos. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Thank you. Application for extension of annual licenses, none. Application for annual renewal, 1 through 33.
Move to consent, Mr. Chair.
A motion by Dr. Matos for consent,
Second.
second by Dr. Kitchens.
Thank you, buddy.
Is there any further discussion for consent? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. A lot of you are sitting out there praying that your number is not called. I just feel the vibe. People looking up to the ceiling. Okay, so let's see what happens here. Ms. Mulhern.
Okay, I have number 1, 9, 22, and 26.
Okay, Dr. Matos.
Mine has already been pulled.
Okay, Dr. Kitchens.
None.
Ms. Bradley.
Some have already been pulled, and then I also had it's 24? Okay. That, yeah, I'll add 24.
Okay. For approval, we have 2 through 8, 10 through 21, 23, 25, and 27 through 33. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
baby. Chair will entertain a motion for approval for those schools.
So moved.
Motion by Dr. Matos.
Second?
Second by Ms. Mulheron. Discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Number 1, 4 Geeks Academy, Miami.
Move to accept staff recommendation.
I have a motion by Ms. Mulheron,
Second.
second by Dr. Matos. We have a gentleman at the podium. Introduce yourself, please.
Hi, Marcelo Risigliano from 4 Geeks Academy. Sorry. I was one of those looking at the ceiling at the beginning. No, but it's fine.
1 is the loneliest number. Okay, Ms. Mulheron.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Thank you. Good morning, sir. I thought your online description was very detailed and helpful, so thank you very much for that. I would like to see you clarify the time frame of the response time for student issues as well as your tech support response time. That wasn't included, so if you could just make sure that that's included. And then also clarify your online attendance policy. You'd mentioned that the in-person attendance was 75% and that the projects were 60%, but I wasn't clear on how your attendance is going to work for the online portion itself. So if you can make sure that's included. Okay. And I love the tech access that you give for graduates after they are done with the program to re-practice or to have access to finish their project. So it's a great idea.
Thank you.
But that's all I have. Thank you.
Dr. Matos, you okay with the contingency?
Yes, I am.
Okay, is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Was that bad?
That was easy, yeah.
Okay.
No, thank you very much for that.
Okay. Number 9, Computer Coach Training Center, Tampa. Ooh, yeah. This is the first, this is the first no-show of the day. Ms. Mulheron?
Move to accept staff recommendation.
A motion by Ms. Mulheron,
Second.
second by Dr. Matos. We're in discussion.
And yes, my questions were around the faculty, how the faculty are prepared for online and that quality assurance piece that we talked about with some other schools today. Want to also clarify the online attendance because that wasn't clear here, but I think the orientation was fine. They're doing an orientation 101 for a small school. I think that's fine.
But you want to add the first 3 as contingencies?
I think that would help
Okay.
to strengthen the online application. Yes, thank you. And then the technology response time, that was another one that was kind of vague for online classes.
See, if you're here, you can answer these questions, and then they don't become contingencies that will delay it because you need to respond to it. So when you're here, you answer the questions, the commissioner feels comfortable, then it doesn't become a contingency. Okay, is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Number 22, is that correct?
Yes.
Bob cleaning the podium, or he's up there representing the school?
I can do both, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, thank you.
Good morning. Bob Harris on behalf of McDougall Technical Institute.
Move to accept staff recommendation, Mr. Chair.
Please don't ask any difficult questions.
So I pulled this one as well, Mr. Chair.
Can I get a second, please?
Oh, sorry, second. Thank you.
Okay.
First of all, I will say bravo on the very clear attendance policy and very clear tech support hours. So thank you. I wanted to get a better sense for how the asynchronous hybrid program was going to work with the school, and then also how the faculty were being prepared, and how the quality assurance piece was going to work. I don't know if you could answer those questions, Mr. Harris.
No, and Mr. Chairman, members, I apologize. Ms. McDougall is sick, like many other people, unfortunately, at this day and time, and wanted to be here, was expected to be here, and I got a call this morning that she would not be here today to answer those specific questions. So she is watching, but she's not able to be here. So no, I can't give you any details about those things, but just to let you know that these same programs that are being offered in this location are the same programs that have existed, the same manner and same method that's existed in her main campus down in Pompano Beach for the past 12 years.
Okay, great. Well, that helps a lot. Thank you so much. I think that I'd be satisfied with that. But I would also just add that the ongoing training and development of faculty is very helpful with the online modality. So, that could be passed along to her for just a recommendation moving forward, especially for all these programs. This is a lot of programs, a lot of new programs as well as the existing programs.
Again, what they're doing is eventually getting to the point where in all of our campuses, they're doing the very same thing. So these programs have been offered in their main campus. Now they're being brought to Gainesville. They were not there previously. And in her analysis, is there's actually a need in that community. There's not any other programs near there that have those. So she's taking those same good things she does in her main campus and bringing it to Gainesville.
Great. Thank you. Thank you very much. I don't have anything additional.
Mr. Chair, I do.
Ms. Bradley?
Yes. Good morning, Mr. Harris.
Good morning.
And I remember when Ms. McDougall got interested in the online for these programs, and many have followed since in adding online modalities. And the reason why you answered the question with these are the identical programs that are being offered at the other campuses.
Right, Pompano Beach. Mm-hmm.
Yes, okay. And that this was a relatively new campus, couple years, I guess. Why I'm bringing it up is that once we get to review of LBMA, McDougall's on there for that, and although these are brand new, there's no history, there's no students or anything like that. Once we look at the review of the LBMA, there is a concern with NACAS and placement. She's on reporting placement, and although I'm jumping ahead, I'm just bringing it up now to make sure that whatever endeavors, whatever things that she needs to do at the other school for NACAS, that she's taking the proactive route with this campus and implementing all the things that need to be done to make sure that all these students are being served, because typically, the programs here, they're hands-on, they're very tactile. The hybrid is great for scheduling and everything and for theory and so forth. But, you know, in the end, it's all about the placement.
Yep.
So I'm just putting that on the record, that at this point, let's make sure that we're proactive.
Okay. Ms. Bradley, two things. One is this school in Gainesville's actually existed. She purchased the school from an existing owner who'd been in business a long time, and so there is a history there. But specifically, she did tell me that on the placement issue is that because they didn't receive a variant initially from NACIS on that, but now that they have, there's a report that's due, and I've already talked to Catherine about this. There's a report that shows better numbers through, and it'll be available on January 31st, and will be immediately supplied to the commission. So you'll see an update on those numbers and some improvements,
Okay.
some things that she's already accomplished. So we'll make sure that gets to you ASAP.
Great, thank you.
Yes,
That's
ma'am.
all I had.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Harris. I think it's going to be very interesting, you know, from COVID, everybody going online. Now, I don't remember an agenda like this before between yesterday and today. Everybody's shifting to online. But I hope the schools out there do an assessment on how well the students did online.
Right.
How well did they do on the NCLEX and things like that? Because not all students are made for online education.
Exactly right.
No.
So, you know, I think in a year or so, we're going to start seeing, you know, some numbers, whether it's placement, retention, NCLEX, you know, because everybody wants to do the theory on, you know, online. I mean, I think it's going to come back around one day.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah, it's been almost 2 years now, if you think about it, since
Yep.
since everybody had to shift to online.
Number 24 is the next one.
Yes.
Paul Mitchell, the school, Fort Lauderdale.
Hello, Tara Dowdle, Director of Compliance, Palm Beach School, Fort Lauderdale.
Good morning.
Welcome.
I move to accept staff recommendation.
A motion by Ms. Bradley,
Second?
second by Ms. Mulharen.
I have a quick question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you, and see, we're just talking about the online and the
Yes.
beauty and wellness, and these are program modifications, so you are, explain what you're doing here.
So we applied for online. We will have it. We will not put it in use at this time.
Oh, you're just applying for it at this
Yeah.
point?
But we are completely set up for it. From training that comes from Palm Beach Advanced Education, as well as Zoom cameras and TVs in all of our classrooms. It would be all synchronous learning, and it would only be for theory class if we choose to make that shift.
And is this happening at all the Paul Mitchells?
All of our Florida schools have gone ahead preemptively to think about if something were to happen and we go back into a temporary distance education, we are already approved for distance education just to slow down any lag time.
That's very proactive. And where do you stand with this with your accreditor?
It'll go through our accreditation and be approved. All of our other campuses have also all been approved for it.
Okay, great. Well, I just wanted clarification. Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you.
It's always good to have as well because of hurricanes.
Well, you can't use it with NACIS for a hurricane. You can't shut it down. It has to be, everything for distance education has to be a scheduled class. So even if there's a hurricane that comes through, we can't go, oh, we're on distance education. It's not allowed. We would like to, but we can't.
Really? Other accrediting bodies act in a different manner.
Yeah, NACIS will not allow that for us. We tried that, especially in Orlando, because we had to close because we were approved. Because I work with all of the schools here in Florida.
That's putting the student first.
Well, it's like the peanut butter. This is the Waffle House effect.
Okay, is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Number 26, S2 Institute Clearwater.
Move to accept staff recommendation.
Motion by Ms. Mulharen,
Second.
second by Dr. Matos. We're in discussion.
Yes, I don't see anybody here from the school, but we haven't had a little bit of peanut butter today, Mr. Ferguson, so the timing is perfect on this. I did notice that their operating expenses with this budget need to be redone. The wages, it was just all spread out evenly amongst the 12 months, so
Now, is
Need to
that
redo-
crunchy peanut butter or?
that's just the
peanut
smooth, yeah, because it's just completely smooth across all 12 months. It's just not a realistic budget, so I'd like to see that redone. And that's all I had for this school.
Okay, is there any other, Dr. Matos, you okay with that contingency?
Yeah, if I can just ask, I can ask a question, however.
Yes, go ahead.
So the institution is reporting 100% placement and 100% retention. When was the last on-site visit conducted, if I may ask?
2019.
So can we, just in
Sure, we
case
can-
and make sure,
Yep.
can we add an on-site visit?
We can schedule one.
Excellent.
Absolutely.
That's all I have, sir.
Not a problem.
Okay, is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. F, application for license by means of accreditation. We have one. ARC Educates Sunrise.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Hector Magnon with Park Educates. I'm the program coordinator of post-secondary certificate programs.
Okay, welcome.
Thank you. Not sure if that's me or not.
Move to accept staff recommendation.
Sorry about that.
A motion by Dr. Matos, is that correct?
Oh, that
No,
was
Ms.
Lynn.
Mulharen.
Ms. Mulharen, I'm
But I'll
sorry.
second it for you.
Thank you. Dr.
Sure.
Matos, seconds. We're in discussion. Hearing no discussion, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
G, annual review of license by means of accreditation. We could take this in consent.
So moved.
Oh, I'll second.
Motion by Ms. Mulharen, second by Dr. Matos for consent. Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Ms. Mulharen,
I have none.
Dr. Matos,
None.
Dr. Kitchens,
None.
Ms. Bradley,
Yes, number 3.
you're making Bob work. Is that it?
That's all I had, yes.
Okay, Chair will entertain a motion for approvals 1, 2, 4, 5.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Dr. Matos, second by Ms. Mulharen. We're in discussion.
Yes, Mr. Chair, and I'll be brief since we've already discussed.
No, we're doing
Oh,
just the
Sorry.
schools. We haven't gotten to them yet.
okay.
Is there any further discussion on approval of 1, 2, 4, 5? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Boy, this is
Number 3,
right down your
McDougal
alley.
Technical Institute.
Oh, there he is. I thought you were out of the room.
No, I just,
You
I
were
just-
hiding behind the
I'm
podium.
hiding behind the podium.
Oh.
I'm trying to hide because there's a 24% placement rate here.
Well, and, you know, we've already discussed this, and I'm reading her, her report. I understand COVID is a big problem and for everybody. But again, she's taking strides, reporting back to NACAS. And I trust that whatever NACAS receives, this commission will receive as well, so we can see how things are going. And if she remains on reporting, which I suspect she would,
Yeah.
that this commission receive the updates, same updates.
Yeah. Since I actually sat down, I was texting with her, and she told me exactly that, just to make sure you knew that it had a lot of COVID implications for it. But again, we've been doing this a long time. 24% is a number that you need to watch. And so in any program, especially online program. So, yeah, she understands fully the requirement to stay on top of that. Again, she'll send this new report in by the end of the month. We'll send it directly to Catherine. But yes, I think she fully understands the need to stay on top of that. That's a number that needs to be watched. She's aware of that.
Okay.
You'll make the motion?
Move to accept staff recommendation.
Motion by Nancy Bradley,
Second. Oh, Lynn did.
second by Ms. Mulheren. Discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're going to see more of that. I don't care what, you're going to see more of that. And you know, COVID is we sure use it.
No, we can't make COVID cannot become a crutch.
That's right.
And I'm not saying this in this case, but it just can't.
Well,
Yeah, we
moving
didn't
forward,
let
it's
the
a new,
flu
it's
become
a
a
new
crutch.
reality. It's a new reality that that not only entities of post-secondary education, but businesses. It's a reality that now has become a part of execution. So we all need to work with it.
Yeah, and I do think that the accrediting commissions are all working with it as well, regarding taking a look at, not that they're changing, benchmark rates or threshold rates, but they're all looking at it, so.
Well, the institutional accrediting bodies have been flexible with it. It's the programmatic accrediting bodies that have not. You know, they're sticking to their standards, and there is no relief there. Okay, application for programs, approvals, and modifications, we have 3.
One by one.
Yeah, there's 3 of them.
So, Broward Beauty Institute LLC, move
Yes.
to accept staff recommendation, Mr.
I have
Chair.
a motion by Dr. Matos for Broward
Second.
Beauty Institute, second by Dr. Kitchens. We're in discussion. Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Number 2, Cindy Lee's Facial and Nail Institute, Daytona Beach.
Cindy's here. Cindy Lee. Come on up. What?
Move to accept staff recommendation.
She was told not to come up?
No,
Oh, you were hoping not to.
Looking at the ceiling.
Oh,
I have a motion by Dr. Matos,
second.
second by Nancy Bradley. We're in discussion.
Yes. Cindy, could you just tell us what you've done with your online?
Well, we're not online now. When we were online during the COVID, we started with this company called Talent LMS.
Cindy, can you speak
Oh, Oh,
to the
sure,
microphone?
sorry. We're hoping to get it continued. The students come to school in-house to learn all of their techniques, their facials, their manicures, their pedicures. Nothing's done online as far as demonstrations. The only thing that will be done online, Mrs. Bradley, is the theories. And not a whole lot of it either. I know that the license has changed for aesthetics. It's now 220, but we're going to keep our standard at the 260 because, as you know, and anyone who's in this industry, it is very difficult to train someone to be a good esthetician or a manicurist in 180 hours.
Yeah.
I've been at this a long time, so we're actually going to make them do the original amount, which was 260, and gosh, now I've almost forgot. I know it's 180 now, 220 for the nails. All the numbers, 260, 180, 220. But anyway, we are going to keep the standard the same.
Great. Good job.
And the in-house, I brought some pictures last time. Our school is operating at the same address almost all of these years. I think this year is 35. And it has been a little difficult, but I found, to answer your question, Mr. Chairman, the reason for myself wanting to do the online, for example, this coming Monday, we're starting a new course, a new class. But we still have the previous class. And now with the numbers kind of going up, and I don't want to make COVID, I don't want to make it a crutch either. I feel like I want to make the education even better, but I also don't want to crowd the school. So if I am approved for this online, which I thank you for listening to me, I'm kind of going on and on, I know, but it allows the student to do some work at home, continue working at her job, and not quit and not make money until she comes in to learn the proper techniques of our business. So that's my reasoning for doing it. I don't think I'm going to make any more money, or I don't think the address isn't going to change. We're not going to expand. We don't need more space. We offer in 3,000 square feet, and we only take 6 students at a time. So nothing's really going to change, except for the student. She can do her theories at home.
Okay. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
May I ask a question?
No.
And I'll get with Victor on this.
Go ahead,
He's really on the ball.
ask your question.
My question is, this coming Monday, I'm hoping, everything is on target for anticipated graduation date, which will be the 6 that are enrolled now for aesthetics. We will be having 6 more come in-house. Is it possible, and Victor, I'm sure you can help me with this after I get back home, when will I be able to start the online?
As soon as you receive the letter from Mr. Ferguson.
Okay, all right, well, I look forward to that. Okay, that's it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Cindy
Any more
Lee.
questions?
I was thinking you wanted to get Victor down to talk at a graduation, and I was going to say, boy, that would run some of your people off. They said,
Happy.
This school did my hair.
I am happy to treat anyone to anything. Did you put my pictures online, Mr. Ferguson? Remember the ones I gave you last time? That's what I get for bringing them to the meeting, darn it. I welcome anyone to come visit us. Thank you.
Thank you, Cindy.
Bye-bye.
How many cups of coffee did you have today? Okay, just checking. Number 3, Elevates Salon Institute, Miami Beach.
Move to accept staff recommendation.
Have a motion by Ms. Mulheron,
I'll second that.
second by Dr. Matos. Good morning still.
Good morning, I'm Cindy Johnson. I'm with Elevate Salon Institute in Miami Beach. I'm the compliance officer.
Welcome. Are there any questions, discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, motion carries.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Motion for extension of provisional licensure for 1 year. We have 2. Florida Institute of Dental Assisting, Jacksonville.
Move to accept staff recommendation.
A motion by Dr. Matos,
Second.
second by Ms. Bradley. We're in discussion. Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Debbie Sanders, and I am the administrator, owner, and instructor at Florida Institute of Dental Assisting.
Good morning. My name is Ashley Sanders, co-owner, director of financial affairs.
Okay, so I guess you're related.
Mother-in-law, daughter-in-law. Yep.
Mother-in-law.
Mother-in-law, daughter-in-law.
I won't go there.
Oh, it's all good.
Longevity, it's called longevity.
Yeah,
Discussion?
he just picked up a daughter-in-law.
Discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Universal Career Academy, Hallandale Beach.
Okay, so I'll go. Move to accept staff recommendation.
Motion by Dr. Matos,
Second.
second by Nancy Bradley. We're in discussion. Please introduce yourself for the record.
Angela Thomas Dupree, Universal Career Academy, owner.
Okay. Hearing no discussion, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
You must be smiling under that mask.
Distance learning.
Motion for extension of license 1 through 11.
Move to consent, Mr. Chair.
I have a motion by Dr. Matos for consent,
Second.
second by Dr. Kitchens. Hearing no conversations for consent, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Oh,
Ms. Mulheron,
None.
Dr. Matos,
None.
Dr. Kitchens,
None.
Ms. Bradley.
Done.
Chair will entertain a motion for approval of items 1 through 11.
So moved.
Motion by
Second.
Ms. Mulheron,
Second.
second by Nancy Bradley. Discussion for approval. Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Motion for request for extension of time to comply with contingencies, we have none. Substantive change approvals, how many do we have?
4.
4. Boca Beauty Academy, Parkland.
Can we take 1 and 2 perhaps
Two
together?
same.
Yes. We'll take 1 and 2.
Sure. And I'll move to, oh my goodness gracious. I move to accept staff recommendation on both.
Motion by Dr. Matos,
Second.
second by Ms. Bradley. Good morning still.
Good morning.
Introduce-
John Richards, principal owner and chief executive of Boca Beauty Academy.
Welcome.
David Colazzi, president of Boca Beauty Academy.
Okay. Like to describe to us what's going on?
I acquired the company from Jack Bragan, the longtime owner of the company, in August through my personal assets and family trust. And this is an application for change of ownership, which is in process. It has been in process since August.
That's for both locations?
Yes, sir.
Okay, is there any discussion?
I just have a couple questions.
Go ahead.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. I looked at the org chart before and after, it appears that most of the people are remaining with the college, including you. You're the director.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you, do you handle both campuses?
Yes, I do.
Okay, and what do you do?
I'm in charge of operations, so we have a director at the Parkland School, and effectively I'm the director at the Boca campus. But I oversee all operations of both campuses.
All right, and where are you in the process with your accreditor?
We've received interim approval as of September of last year, and we're pending the site visit from COE.
Okay, and they're going to visit both campuses?
Yes, they will.
And then what about the department? of Ed?
We have interim approval. We do issue Title IV funding, and we've been allowed to continue to do so until final approval, and that's pending as well.
Okay, very good.
So when was this all closed?
Officially on August 2nd.
And it's been under your control since August 2nd?
That's right. Mm-hmm.
Just out of curiosity, why did it take 5 months to come to the commission?
I actually met a number of you and came here in September, part of my own personal orientation. But there was some confusion in some of the submissions, apparently. So it wasn't completed in time for what we expected to be I think it was the October meeting. Yeah.
So the Department of Ed and the Accrediting Commission both approved you without state authorization?
Interim approval, yes.
Interim approval. Yes.
Interim approval, yes.
Thank you, David. Okay.
You're not offering massage at both?
No, just the Parkland location.
Okay, is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Good luck,
Thank you.
sir. Medical Institute of Palm Beach, Green Acres. Yes, there's really a Green Acres.
That's the place to be.
So I wonder how many of our staff behind us
Would even know.
would know the rest of that song.
But New York is a better place.
I know Jason
Where you'd
probably
rather
does.
stay.
Right. You guys could Google it and see it was a TV show.
Victor knows it?
Okay,
Just laugh when the chairman does.
Medical Institute of Palm Beach.
Nobody here.
Move to accept staff recommendation, sir.
Motion by Dr. Matos. Second.
I'll second it.
Second by Ms. Bradley. Is there any further discussion?
Just 1 second.
Wait.
We're going to add a contingency on there that's not. I think we're going to reconfirm all the sites that they show for their nursing.
Okay, Dr. Matos, Ms. Bradley, you're okay with the contingency from staff?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Yeah, I'll butcher this one up. Nauvoo Contour Academy, Orlando.
Nuvo.
Okay.
Well, let's see.
Chair will entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second?
Motion by Dr. Matos, second by Ms. Mulheron. Discussion?
Yes, Mr. Chair, could we get a site visit on this one for the placement and retention verification?
Yes.
We can.
Thank you.
Okay, is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. M, branch campus apps, none. Name change, none. Agent training programs, none. We'll take Roman numeral 12.
Program terminations, Mr. Chair, we have one
Okay,
that doesn't show. It's Pieberry, which is license 4508. What they're going to do is drop their medical billing and coding.
okay.
You're
Okay,
associated.
we can include that in the group. So
Need to say you're associated.
we'll do Roman numeral 12, 13,
Associated.
14, 15,
Oh.
and 16.
Yes, I'm sorry, Mr. Chair, I didn't realize this was on the agenda. I am associated with Florida Career College. The program termination, there were 3 program terminations.
Okay.
Thank you.
So noted.
I move to accept the reports.
A motion by Nancy Bradley.
You're welcome.
Second.
I'll second it.
Second by Dr. Matos. Discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Comments of commission members? Commissioners?
I'll just say thank you to everybody for all the hard work, and welcome to the new program specialists. I'm looking forward to working with all of you.
We've got some, you know, and I say it all the time, and I sincerely mean it, it is the truth. We have nobody, if they're not smarter than me, they're not there. And so, I mean, we got one hell of a staff.
Yes.
Our new guys, incredible. Jalen, one of our graduates, you know, I mean, it's just great, a great bunch to work with, I'll tell you, I love it. Somebody asked me, in fact, when I rented a car, he said, is this leisure or work? I said, this is leisure because work for me is leisure with these guys. It's a great bunch of people, great. And then you guys are easy to work with too. Not saying you're smarter than me, but the
Sometimes.
staff is.
I'd just like to say thank you to the commissioners for all the work that you put into this. The executive staff, as well as staff. You make things easy for us. It keeps getting better and better. Where a lot of the questions we have, you know, oh, I got it, but you already have it listed. So, you know, that's a good feeling.
It is.
So, thank you for your work, and also the schools. You know, between yesterday and today, we pretty much had full houses, and today I think we only had maybe 2 or 3 schools missing. I'd like to thank you all for being here today and making the trip. So, just thank you to everybody. It's a great way to start 2022.
Mr. Chairman,
Dr. Kitchens?
having attended through Zoom last meeting, it is much more liberating to be in the room than in the box, and you guys are much nicer when you're here with me.
Well, if I remember correctly, when you were in your office, you had that big cushy
Yeah.
leather chair that you were just rocking back and forth. So,
Yeah,
but I'm glad.
built for a big cushy chair.
But I'm glad you're with us in person. So, any further comments?
Only one. You know, it's just for everybody. You know, we learn as much from the schools as probably you learn from us. So when we ask questions, please don't take it negatively. You know, it is the way that we try to help you as commissioners to really have an effective, profitable, and fun operation for you and your students. But as we read, we learn so much from you. So sometimes we get a picture from you from your pieces of paper. And then when you are here and then we meet you and we see your enthusiasm, sometimes your naivete, you know, but you're welcoming to our advice and obviously the observations. That's what makes it both encouraging but also fulfilling and I hope to you, but certainly personally for me. So thank you for being here. We ask you to be here for a reason, and the reason is so that we can really get to see you, get to know you, get what really you're intended, that passion that you really have. So thank you for continuing to support us as a commission and to trust us.
Okay. Is there any further business?
Next meeting, March 29 and 30. Howie will be in the ballroom, 29 and 30.
Okay.
March.
Now,
And I think, in fact, I think Ms. Mulheron had mentioned rules. We might want to start looking. I'm not sure what, I don't know what the legislature is going to come up with this year. I'm thinking that nursing may be something in there, and there may be some other things that will affect the commission in terms of programs from other agencies. So probably if we could get a rules committee together and start with a couple that we actually know we need to do,
Okay.
and then we'll be ahead of the game for any changes that comes from the
because the session
legislature.
ends March 11th.
Exactly.
Which is a very special day, by the
Yeah,
way.
it is.
It's my birthday. So. Also, the pandemic was recognized as a pandemic on March 11th, 2022.
Yes.
So,
And one, I've got to add this. I'm assuming I may be the only one here that knows this, but the chair was scheduled to visit, of all places, Wuhan, China, just as the epidemic broke out.
I was supposed to be there on March 12th of 2020.
Oh my gosh.
So,
Obviously didn't make it.
I'd probably still be there, so.
Oh my
But,
gosh.
You said mass several times.
Is there any discussion? Chair will entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
We're done. Thank you, everybody. Safe travels.
Look at us.